Hi there guys, and welcome to another Trains from 2018 video. Just a quick disclaimer for those of you that are worrying about the sound with a mic. It is purely because I've got to have the air conditioning on here in the shed because it's too hot outside. So apart from that, everything else will sound completely perfect. My voice might sound a bit lower quality just due to the noise cancelling software running in the background. Right, to get into the scenario, let's get going. Good morning, driver. We're working 6 Yankee 45, the 0636 Mossend Yard, Fort William, conveying 7 cargo wagons and 3 slurry tanks, all for the paper mill at Copact in Fort William. However, we relieved at Helensburgh Upper. Your relief will be standing at the very beginning of the platform at Helensburgh. Currently waiting Cowlairs West Junction, 2 Whiskey 520645 Mill Hill, Queen Street to cross our bows. We should be moving in the next 5 minutes. Excellent. So, those of you that are on my page will have seen this scenario. This was done by a guy called Gary Lennon, who I hadn't had masses to do with before. I'd see the name crop up every now and again and stuff. I started talking to him, and he's done this reskin of 37419, and he's also told me he's done the reskins of all the EWS 37s from 1998 onwards, including the including the Transrail liveries. So of course that spikes my interest a little bit, doesn't it? That makes me think, oh, excellent, I can show this off even more. This doesn't just use one of my favourite routes. It uses a 37, which is slowly becoming one of my favourite traction. After driving it and that, it made me a little bit more into them. There's also something I hope you guys can help us with. There is an orange 320 on the AP 320 model in this. None of us can work out where the reskin has come from. So if you know, please do let us know. Don't randomly guess. If you know, let us know. That'd be really nice. We're back on Suburban Glasgow. All his 37s are based on, by the looks of the Celts Carlisle 37, and I'm loving the griminess of this 37. It is superb. And the thing with the Celts Carlisle 37 is it's still available, unlike the original Coogee 37 that's vanished into the ethos. Ethos? It's ethos? No, it's into the ether. The cap's pretty basic for the Celts Carlisle 37, but the AP sounds work on it, so it sounds nice. Something just quite satisfying about seeing a 37 actually haul a train, isn't it? And we're doing this little bit of Suburban Glasgow that I've never done before again, which is quite nice. Lovely. It's not often I get to do like a freight scenario that's like, you know, this is about an hour long with some nice interesting stock along the way. Let's get past it. We can open it up a good bit now. I was going to say, field divert, click in there. We got opening windows in this one. Negative. I think 60 would be our top speed anyway with these, wouldn't it? So anyway, as a lot of you guys will know, we were up in Crewe again at the weekend. Had a really, really good turnout. This isn't going to be the Crewe thank you video, but basically what I'm going to say in this video is it looks like our next meeting will be around February, March and in York. So I think all in all there was probably between 20 and 30 people all day, if not a few more. Which was really flattering for me, but also really nice to put names to faces. And what I noticed was it was a lot more of people from Twitch than it was YouTube, and that was mainly down to the fact that I didn't really say it on YouTube, stupidly. So I'll make sure that all of you involved in watching the YouTube videos as well will get a chance to come up to one of the meets and kick about. I mean, the day was brilliant. We got to mess about with the APTP. Got a cab ride in the 47. The Heritage Centre were brilliant to us. I mean, it was a standard opening day. It was the 30th anniversary of the APT being in preservation. So it was a brilliant day all round. I'm hoping to have something similarly sorted out for York. So we all played trains for a bit. Everybody got some nice little souvenirs and spoke and chatted and took pictures. That's what we all did. And then we all went to the pub, which was really nice. And if you want to get drunk cheaply, go to Crewe. £2.20 a pint. And I was actually really sensible. I was really sensible. But yeah, just the highlights, just talking about stock-wise instead of all the things that happened during the day, really, for me were the different stock I got to see and go on that I'd never usually get to go on. So we got first one that was not new for me, but only my few times that I've been on one was Pendolino. It's got 390 up from Euston. That was really nice. Apart from the vestibule poo smell, which was very much there on both of the Pendolinos I ended up getting over the weekend. The actual main saloon itself didn't smell of poo at all, and the ride quality was second. It was really nice, really nice. Tilt's a lovely feature. We're going up with Twisted Red Black, who Matt, it was his first time on a 390, and the tilt really stood out. It really stood out. It was really nice. I then got the WAG Express, which was running. I think it was because it was Chester races, and we were going. Our hotel was in Chester, so went from Crewe to Chester on the WAG Express, which was really nice. It was Ace Train's first time on a local haul set, so I took him up to the. So it was declassified first as well, so we could have gone Saturn first, but we didn't. We chose to sit next to the locos. It was 67, the red one with the writing on the side. Don't know the numbers. You know, I'm not a big numbers guy. And seeing his face as he was like actually being pushed by this loco and hearing that roar with the windows open, it was just really nice. And then I got 175 back the next day, which was really nice. Astonishingly good units. Spacious, not overly cramped. Seating was alright, if not worn out, but just the really hard thing about them is they look very, very tired. Very, very tired. I know they're all due to be replaced, but we were sitting talking, we were like, well, what use would these be somewhere else? And I'm sure there's reasons why this couldn't happen, and this was just my pie in the sky thinking. I'd love to see them take over the Turbo Stars on some of the XC routes. I think they'd make a brilliant little addition to the cross-country fleet when Arriva Trains Wales get rid of them. Now Gary's told me there is one signal at, where was it? Craigdoran Junction actually that I need to tab, but everything else should be alright. So the 303 get up there first, look. Loving the fact that this is a new scenario on Suburban Glasgow. Really loving that fact. And it's a freight one, not just passenger. So yeah, 175s for cross country. 100 mile an hour capable, 23 metre long vehicles. I mean, I know the 2/3 doors, the 1/3, 2/3 doors are quite useful on the 170s, and it means you've got standing capacity. But especially with something like the Stansted Airport runs, 175s would be lovely. They've got plenty of luggage storage as well, and they've got quite nice wide vestibules. They're not nowhere near as cramped as or as tight as I thought they would be. I'm massively impressed by them. Massively impressed by them. The ride is good. They feel a little bit sluggish, don't get me wrong. Oh yeah, I enjoyed it. Sometimes it's the mundane that makes it worthwhile, isn't it? And like to some people, we were talking about this in the stream the other night as well. People either really love the trains where they live, and that's all they really go to look at, or people get really bored of where their local trains are. What do you guys get? Do you like the local trains that are next to you, or do you like to go further afield and see other things? Do you like a mixture of both? What do you want to see? What do you go out your way to see? I'm freight. I should be just get looped anyway. It's fine to be looped. Just wondering if there is actually anything coming. Going that way. What's it saying? You're still going down that way. Yes. On there. It's quite odd. Yeah, and the Welsh Assembly government, so the WAG Express was It's really nice to see, isn't it? Something like I hauled. 67, my Mark III DVT, a couple of Mark IIIs, that was really nice. And then of course I got a 700 home. I actually went down to Thameslink at St Pancras to get a train from there. But of course being GTR it was cancelled, so I had to go back up through, and the guy at the ticket barrier was like, you can't go back through, you've used your ticket. I was you've cancelled the train, I've got to go over to King's Cross. And then when I went over to King's Cross, of course it wouldn't work in the barriers at King's Cross, so I was like, no, they've cancelled the train, I have to get the train from King's Cross now, not from Thameslink. Oh, but you couldn't have got the train from Thameslink. No, it was cancelled. Was the next one cancelled? Yes, all of them were cancelled. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's what happens when you forget you left on a single yellow. Don't worry, see, this is the raw parts of my video. That ain't going to be edited out. Show you how to recover from a spad. Go back, it'll be yellow now anyway. Which, to be fair, it's quite happy with me to go for that one, that's alright. So it must have meant it was just clearing. Such a lovely route, such a well detailed and dense route. Ha! One spat of many. Also, have to give a massive shout out to Virgin Trains West Coast, right? Well, their staff at Crewe, their ticket office staff at Crewe, were phenomenal customer service wise. Actually, they went above and beyond on Sunday for me and Ash. Something happened where we had to get a train back early. Not going to go into the details of it, but medical reasons, and it was all above board. And got hold of the team at Virgin's on their Facebook team, their Twitter team, and they were astonishingly rude. Astonishingly rude. Within 5 minutes of being in the ticket office at Crewe, there was 3 people behind that desk trying to sort. They've gone onto a new ticketing system, and they didn't know how to make it so endorse our tickets so we could go on an earlier train. And they just worked their bums off for a good 15 minutes. They checked manuals, they went through everything, they phoned people, they got other people from other offices to come. They were just spectacular. So to the station, the ladies at Crewe ticket office that worked for Virgin Trains West Coast, my hat goes off to you. You guys were superb. Absolutely superb. To your social media team, you need to have a little word with yourselves, because you can't have one part of your company doing this and the other part of your company doing that, can you? And I suggest you go what your customer facing team were doing, not what your social media team were doing. It was also really weird on the way back down. We got stopped. Where were we? A little way north of Milton. Just south of Milton Keynes, I think we were, or just north of Milton Keynes. And train manager came over the tunnel and went, just to let you know, we haven't stopped because of a signal or anything. We're stopped No incident. We're stopped because we're currently running 17 minutes early due to us not being routed via Northampton. She said the signaller has routed us wrongly and we're now not going via Northampton, which we should have been, so therefore we're early and being held so that we all get our station slot, our pass into the station. It didn't just seem to be our train that happened to, it seemed to be all the other trains, to be honest with you. We got put onto the slow lines, one passed us on the fast, then we were put back onto the slow, past another one on the... We got put back on the fast, past another on the slow. And I think we got in right time. It's just a bit weird how the driver didn't go, oh, should we not have gone via Northampton? You never know in those situations, do you, whether who's really telling you the truth? Or who's telling the people that are telling you the truth? That's the other thing you've got to remember. I love the AP, but I don't think you hear enough of the bubbling inside the cab. I suppose you only really hear that bit with the windows down. I'm loving this. We had so far 150, 313, 303s, 37. Oh, catching up just to get my next field divert as well. Yeah, cruise station, funny old place. Really, really good. Had a really nice time. An awful lot of women actually were. There was a female dispatcher who just took everything in her stride. We were watching her for ages. Just sort of waltzed over, did it all really professionally, really correctly. Came back over. Nothing was too stressful. Really chilled. It was a pleasure to be on cruise station. To be honest, on Sunday. It was busy because there was football on. It was at Everton or someone were playing in London or something. Don't ask me, I don't really know about football. So it was pretty busy. There was a lot of people changing trains, people not knowing where they were going. But it's a good little place. We saw some 507s, 507, 508s, Merseyrails ones at Chester. Then you get to Crewe and you've got like 323s, 220s, 390s. We even saw a Colas 60 on the avoiding route underneath when we're coming over the bridge. That was on the way to the pub actually. That was a good omen, wasn't it? Saw some 68s when we were actually at the Crewe Heritage Centre. Going past. I'll tell you what was quite funny. I was also really actually quite honoured to have Moleman and IC82 Will there as well. Both of those were there on Saturday. Moleman had arranged Will to be there so I could say hello as well, which was really, really nice. But I'd watched Will's video of Crew Diesel Depot, the Gresty Bridge Open Day, whatever it was, the weekend before. And then I was at Crew. And then I was looking at the DRS Open Day and there was people queuing for hours. And I was amazed. I would have loved to have gone to Crew, don't get me wrong. I'd love to have gone up. But it just looked very clinical compared to the Heritage Centre. Now we had the Colas 37, we had the Freightliner 47 that's in the two-tone green. It gets wheeled out every now and again. You had the 47-7, Lady Diana, and that was doing cab rides up and down the, what have they got? Not even quarter of a mile maybe, section of track. But you could get in the cab, 4 of you at a time. Connor, one of the guys that was there, also even played the Darth Vader on the horns. You could go into the APT cab, fiddle with the controls, press the buttons. You could touch, you could feel. It was interactive. Crew didn't. The DRS day didn't look that interactive to me. It was sort of go and have a look at some nice locos and that. So my hat goes off to the Crew Heritage Centre. They do a very, very good job. Really good team, really, really decent shop there as well. Everybody was just really polite. And you had Kit Spackman, I mean, Mr. Tilt himself. This is the guy that's been in every documentary about the APT, even the HST documentary he was in. This guy is a bloody genius level engineer. And he's standing there tilting the APT, standing right in front of me. I was, actually, you're one of my heroes. So yeah, it was quite humbling for me, if I'm honest. And of course Brian, who looks after the APT, again, legend. Absolute legend. It's just really nice, considering some of the crap that's been going on in the groups and stuff, to actually meet the community and be part of that with everybody was stunning. Absolutely stunning. And I hope that the next meet we have, a lot more of you can come. It was massively inclusive. I mean, massively inclusive. There were people from all walks of life. All walks of life. I thought that looked red. It was brilliant. Brilliant. Some people even brought their missuses with them and all sorts. Anita had her son with her and all sorts. It was cool. It was just cool. I just hope everybody was made to feel welcome and able to participate as much as they wanted to. That sounds like that 320 that I want to see. No, it's a 303, or did it go past? Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. To be just moving, really. Come on, what are you doing down there? Move. If you're meant to be moving. Oh no, you're stabled there, are you? You've made it through to that section, which means something must still be coming off this side. Oh. So it's still me. Oh, I've got the green. Right. This is the elusive 320 skin. Anybody got any ideas who did this? Where it's from? I can't seem to find it in any of the AP packs. It might be in one of the random extra stock packs or something. I'm going to be able to get this. About there. No, going to be under the bridge by the time I mate. Nah. It's amazing now, having been in the 47 cab again this weekend at Crewe, the difference in driver comfort on locos must have been huge back in the day. I mean, the 37 was not a particularly comfortable train to sit in. You're very cramped with your legs down here. Of course, you've got your horn switch there, so you're very hemmed in. Very, very hemmed in. Not really enough room to move about. Not very nice. 47 was really nice, loads of space, and the 31 was sort of a cross between the two. Now, cab-wise, having a few people in the cab, the 47 was by far the biggest. Well, saying that, the 37 had a little bit about it. But it just seemed so much more comfortable in the 47. But yeah, I was coming up with all these weird and wacky ideas about the 175s. I found them to be like a bit more of a more modern 158, really. It just seemed a little bit like a bigger brother of a 158, which I suppose they kind of are. But it was like I want to say superior, but then 158s can be quite superior in certain cases as well. But they were very quiet, very little vibration. I mean, you could hear the aircon over the engines. That's how good the 175s were inside. If they'd been well kept, it would have still been comfortable. The only reason my chair was uncomfortable was because the padding in the seat had gone. But that was exactly the same in the 390 as well. I could feel the bar at the front of the chair through my thighs on both the 175 and the 390. And you're very, very close in the 390. Me and Ash were sat next to each other. Now, I'm not small, and Ash is not small either. And there's me and Ash sat right next to each other. It was like that. You want a cuddle, mate? But it was all right. It was doable. It's strange I don't really remember this. Well, I've not driven this way on this route yet, I don't think, for ages. No, I don't think I have. About there. Right. Let's try that. Or a little bit more. There. Spot on. It's what I wanted. Oh, another yellow. This isn't the Great Doran Junction one either. Really hoping for some tunnel occlusions for this route. Green. Not listed on the HUD. It's pretty nice, isn't it? This may be it though. It's denied. But also the brakes aren't brilliant on these. Well, they are, they're too good. Which has helped me out a little bit considering how lazy I've been, I suppose, in driving it. What am I waiting for? Nothing's coming from behind me. Nothing. Green. Should just learn to sit and wait, really, shouldn't I? Instead of going looking around, trying to work out what's going on. Keep hitting that by accident. Got my fingers resting on it and pressing it. Do Darth Vader. Don't really get it because it doesn't really sound like Darth Vader, does it? Definitely not on this horn either. It's amazing how much different hills make in a route, isn't it? Just having them in the background breaks it up. Living in the fens, there's none of that. I say living in the fens, I'm on the edge of the fens. Like, really on the edge of the fens. This is the one that I'll have to spad after something comes past. No AWS ramp on that. That popping in and out with the light. At first I was like, that's really irritating me, but now it actually is a bit like real life, isn't it? When you drive along in the car and sometimes cars got sunshine beaming through it and it's all lit up, and other times it's quite dark. Depends on the cloud is, depends on all of that. I quite like that. Gary's done a wonderful job with this. Keep this slow. Let this 156 pass. Yep, we're approved. Oh no, Brandon on the 156. DPS for that, isn't it? So you've all seen I was approved to pass the signal danger. It is not a SPAD. That was at the start of the video. We'll have a fair climb going up actually. I'm going to try and get a little bit of pace up. And it said at the start of the platform was my relief, didn't it? Staying pulling steady amps. Field divert. I'm glad I took the run up. God, that platform's coming to sight. I would not like to be the Helensburgh driver taking over at Helensburgh. It's a slow climb. Oh, I'd be switching over to retab up here, wouldn't we? Just have to pretend this 37 has retab. Well, it flattens out by the looks of it up there. Well, what can I say apart from I thoroughly enjoyed that. Thank you very much to Gary Lennon, and hopefully when his 37 pack is out, I can show you guys that all off as well. Once again, guys, thanks ever so much for joining me. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't already, head over to Twitch on a Wednesday from 7 PM and on a Sunday night from 7 PM as well for a bit more adult fun, a little bit more, a bit more chat, a bit more interaction, really. Please head over to the Facebook group for tech support and general chit chat, and any questions you want to ask me specifically. It's really difficult if you do it in the comments. It's much easier for me if you do it on the Facebook group. I know everybody hasn't got Facebook, but it's just the way it works at the minute, guys. Once again, guys, thanks ever so much, and I'll catch you next time.